Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. And today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the spell Wall of Light. We're giving this spell a D. It is a stinker of a 5th level spell. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right. We're talking about a 5th level spell that is usable by sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. Takes an action, has a range of 120 feet, which is a pretty good range. It has a verbal, somatic, and material component. The material component is worthless. You don't have to worry about it. Lasts for 10 minutes. Not sure why you would need this. This is a combat spell, so I fail to see why we would need this to be up for 10 minutes. But, you know, maybe you're fighting a bunch of vampires or something that happen to be susceptible to or vulnerable to radiant damage. So perhaps that's there. You're fighting a whole horde of undead that are susceptible to radiant damage. So there's that. So a shimmering wall of bright light appears at a point you choose within range. The wall appears in any orientation, blah, blah, blah. It's very, very similar to Wall of Force. The wall can be up to 60 feet long, 10 feet high, and 5 feet thick. You do want to create this on top of things because of the next paragraph. The wall blocks line of sight because it's a big, giant, shimmering wall of light, but creatures and objects can pass through it. It emits a bright light out to 120 feet and a dim light for an additional 120 feet. If you cast this spell, be aware that everything around you is going to know that you just cast this because you now have just turned on this gigantic 5,000 million watt light bulb. So when the wall appears, each creature in its area, my interpretation of that word area is that anything that is actually in the wall when it gets cast. That is, it's 5 feet thick, so it is going to be in the area. It's got to make a con save. Con saves are terrible saves to have to target. A lot of creatures are going to make that save. On a failed save, a creature takes 48 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute. Okay, got it. 1 minute. That's pretty good. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage and is not blinded. A blinded creature can make a Constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself. God, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. A creature that ends its turn in the wall's area takes 48 radiant damage. That is horrible. Horrible. It should be a creature that enters the wall or ends its turn, takes that damage. Lastly, until the spell ends, you can use an action to launch a beam of radiance. Again, you're using an action to launch something that's doing 18 points of average damage, and you may miss with it. So you can launch this beam at one creature you can see within 60 feet of the wall. You make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, you do 4d8 radiant damage, which is 19 damage on average, or 18 damage on average. Whether you hit or miss, reduce the length of the wall by 10 feet. If the wall's length drops to 0, the spell ends. So you can do this 6 times. So why would you need the wall to be up for 10 minutes if you can only do it 6 times, which is not even a minute? It's 6 rounds. And then you can do extra damage if you cast it using a higher level spell. This spell is not leveling with the 5th level spells. Let me just say that. It is not equivalent to other 5th level spells that are there at all. The blinded condition is a great thing, but then they could shrug it off in like a round, and they probably will if they even become blinded at all because of a Constitution saving throw. The damage is minimal. No one's going to end their turn in it because they don't want to take that damage. And you can only launch the beam 6 times. That doesn't make any sense. So they put extra restrictions on this. It's very flavorful, but it is not a great spell. And kind of the metric that I use when I look at these grades that I give is, would I choose this spell in the limited repertoire of spells that I can choose versus another 5th level spell? And I would not choose this spell. So, all right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.